Hey guys, just got back from watching the new Exorcist movie, the Believer one. Um, I was pretty excited to go see it. I even got my Exorcist t-shirt. You can see it. But yeah, we're gonna go over that, talk about it. I know it doesn't have the best reviews, but I'm gonna do my best to give an honest opinion about it. Okay, so this movie starts off with Angela and Catherine, the two somewhat main characters, but not really. They go off into the woods because Angela, the main possessed girl, she lost her mom and she wants to communicate with her, so they go into the woods and they perform this little ritual to try and talk to her, but it doesn't work out that way. Obviously they end up getting possessed, and that's pretty much the whole movie. But for the first, at least the first entire act, I want to say like the first like 30 to 45 minutes, this is just like a missing persons movie because the girls are gone. They're looking, both of the families are out looking for the girls and everything, and then they just end up randomly turning up, and once that happens it slowly starts to turn into like a possession movie. So with this movie, I kind of feel like they had a little too much going on, which took away from everything. It had too many characters and they didn't really know what to do with all these different characters, so they just kind of gave them like little parts here and there. The second family that gets possessed, whatever. If you watch the movie, you'll know who the second family is. They're just kind of like side characters. Um, they don't really give you any reason at all to care about the second family or to care if anyone lives or dies. I mean, I kind of feel like that about every single character in this movie. The ending was coming, and I was like, I don't really care what happens because there's no reason to. The writing really wasn't there. It's a 2 hour long movie, and it is super dialogue driven. So I feel like that's kind of bad that you get 2 hours almost and you can't make the audience feel like a connection with these characters. I have already seen some reviews, and a lot of people are complaining that Ellen from the first Exorcist isn't in this movie a whole lot, but I didn't have a problem with it because it's not her movie. Like, they put her in there for a little bit to maybe get like a cheap pop, like, oh, hey, that's cool, awesome, I like that. But I feel like that's kind of all she was really meant to do. I don't understand why people were expecting her to be like the main character of this movie. She was in there for 15 minutes or so. I feel like that's about as much as she needed to be in there. I mean, she's like 90 years old. You can only ask her to do so much. Another kind of problem I had with this is like nothing really felt like a sense of urgency. Nothing really felt like a threat to where I'm like, oh, shit's about to go down like right now. I didn't really feel like that through like the entire movie. The movie doesn't really build suspense. Like it kind of does build suspense, but not enough to where I feel like it should. Like, the movie just kind of dragging along, and then you get to like the last like 20-25 minutes, and then stuff starts to pick up. But you have about like an hour and 20 or so to where you're just like, okay, let's go. Let's get a move on. I'm not really trying to rag on the movie because I do feel like it was fine. It's an okay movie. Um, but some of the positives was the acting was really well. I feel like every single person in this movie did a really good job with their acting and their delivery. They were very believable, especially the children. I feel like the children did really well. They had to act like kids, which that should be easy for them because they are kids. But when they got possessed and everything, they were pretty creepy. I feel like they did a great job. The cinematography was really nice in this movie. You get some really nice shots. I mean, not everyone cares about that, but I'm a fan of stuff like that. Give me something nice to look at, a nice view or something. This movie does have some cool scenes to where like you can kind of see like a demon or something like this and that. I don't really want to get into it, but kind of like from Talk to Me, to where like you see someone in hell and there's like a bunch of hands and stuff like groping them. I'm like, that was pretty cool. This movie also had like one or two scenes to where you think this is what's going to happen, but then like something else happens. I mean, it is a pretty predictable movie, but it did have a couple of times where I was like, oh, okay, well, I was wrong there. Now, Rotten Tomatoes, the critics have given this like a 24%. I think that's absolute bullshit. If you are a fan of horror, then maybe not everyone is going to like this movie. Not all horror fans are going to like this movie. But I feel like the majority of them will be like, it was fine. I wouldn't shit on it and give it a 24%. For my rating, I'd probably give it like a 5.5, or if you can't math, that's like 55%. Better than average, better than your average horror movie, but that's kind of like the bare minimum when you have like a big budget movie like this. But that's gonna about do it for my review of the Exorcist Believer movie. If you've seen it, let me know what you think. If you are scared because of the critics, then let me know that, because I went opening day and there was like a handful of people in there. There was like 15 people. So I think a lot of people got scared because of the critics. Don't listen to them. Go see it for yourself, because everyone's going to have a different opinion. Tomorrow, I have the new Halloween Trilogy Steelbook box set coming in, and I'm going to do a video for that. So if you want to see that, go ahead and subscribe, and I will see you guys later.